Welcome back to this channel, and before we proceed further, please like and subscribe this channel, and also at the end of the video, please leave your opinions. I will be happy to know your thoughts. Stop what you're doing right now, because what I'm about to share might just shift how you view yourself forever. You may think you're just quiet, calm, maybe even a little reserved. But what if I told you that quiet presence you carry? It might actually be your greatest strength. See, we live in a world that praises loud voices, bold moves, and constant visibility. So if you're not loud, not flashy, not always trying to be the center of attention, you might believe you're being overlooked or underestimated. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Quiet power is real power, and some of the most influential, magnetic, and respected people in the world move in silence. If you've ever felt like people don't notice you right away, but once they do, they never forget you, that's not an accident. That's a sign of quiet influence. And today, I'm going to walk you through 5 clear signs that you're more powerful, magnetic, and impactful than you give yourself credit for. These are the subtle cues, the ones that don't shout but whisper with confidence and depth. And if you recognize even a few of them, chances are you've been underestimating the presence you bring into every room. Sign 1. People listen when you finally speak. You're not the person who fills every silence. You're not the loudest voice at the table. But when you speak, people pause. They lean in. They pay attention. That's because when you don't speak all the time, your words carry weight. You're selective, intentional. You think before you talk. And that makes others see your words as valuable because you don't waste them. Quietly powerful people are often the ones who shift the mood of a conversation with just a few sentences. They're not trying to dominate. They're shaping things with precision. If you've ever had someone say, "Wow, I never thought of it that way," after you speak, you're more influential than you realize. Sign 2. Strangers respect your boundaries without you saying much. Here's something subtle but revealing. You don't have to bark commands or assert dominance to get respect. Your body language, your energy, your stillness all do the talking for you. You might notice people don't push you. They don't invade your space. They don't test your patience. Even in new environments, others seem to instinctively know where the line is. Why? Because your presence communicates boundaries without needing volume. There's something about you that says, "I see everything. I don't need to say much." And whether people realize it consciously or not, they adjust their behavior around you. Sign 3. People open up to you unexpectedly. Here's something quietly powerful people experience often. Strangers or acquaintances suddenly opening up to you about deeply personal things. It's not because you asked. It's not because you pried. It's because you have a calming presence. A grounded energy. One that makes people feel like they're safe to be real. You might find yourself in situations where someone suddenly shares something emotional, or tells you, "I don't usually talk about this with people." That's because people sense that you're not judgmental, that you're really listening. And that's rare. Quiet power creates emotional space. It makes people feel seen, not just heard. And in a world full of noise, that's magnetic. Sign 4. You're often underestimated until results show up. This one hits hard. If you've ever walked into a room and felt like people didn't expect much from you, only to watch them shift their entire perception after you deliver, perform, or solve a problem. That's quiet power in action. You're the kind of person who doesn't boast. You don't walk around advertising your capabilities. But when it's time to execute, you exceed expectations. You've probably heard things like, "I didn't expect that from you." Or, "You're full of surprises." They're not insults, they're proof. Proof that you're not trying to impress anyone. But when you move, people remember. Sign 5. You're hard to forget even if you're not always visible. Ever notice that people remember you after just 1 or 2 conversations? That someone you barely spoke to brings up something you said months ago? Or that you make a quiet impact even when you're not trying? That's the final and maybe the strongest sign of quiet power. You don't have to chase attention. Your authenticity creates impression without performance. And while others might burn out trying to be seen, you remain steady and unforgettable. The truth is, when you're quietly powerful, your presence echoes longer than noise ever could. So here's what I want you to remember. If you speak intentionally, if you're grounded in your presence, if people trust you, respect you, and remember you, you don't need to change who you are. You don't need to be louder to be heard. You don't need to be flashier to be seen. You just need to recognize the quiet force you already are. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people like you, calm, focused, authentic. That's real strength. That's quiet power. Thank you for watching.